But today I weighed my first major goalpost and I am so close. I'm so excited. Hey guys, I am back finally. I am feeling about 80% better from COVID, and I have been working this weekend on just trying to baby step back into moving and walking. The best news, well, I have a couple of good news things, but I was able to go back to walking the dog without the walker, without Bertha. Thank Lord. She can stay retired in the garage, which is wonderful. My brain and I are gonna go bike riding. It has been a heck of a 2 weeks. I did not realize how difficult COVID was, and not just the physical aspect of it, because I mean that sucked, but the mental. It absolutely drained my desire to live. I wanted to stare at the wall. Nothing, and I mean nothing, sounded good. Breathing, thank God it was an automatic function, because if I had to choose to do it, I probably wouldn't have, just for the fact that I was so down in the dumps. I mean, you guys saw a couple of my videos where I just was bleh. But that has lifted, thank the Lord. I am doing mentally much better. Losing my taste and sense of smell. I didn't realize how much it affected food for me. But let me tell you, eating a steak without any sense of taste or smell, it's kind of gross. Just with the texture component of it, I don't know, you couldn't taste anything. And so I did a handful of times end up eating off carnivore, and I'm proud of myself because I did not have any sugar or cake or ice cream or like my huge downfall, which is sugar stuff. And I was initially hard on myself, but I've come to realize, one, kind of reading through your guys' comments and people's different opinions, but there was a specific comment, I can't remember who said it exactly, but pretty much they were being very straightforward, and they just said that the reason that I wanted, because I hadn't been craving carbs or anything like that, was just the dopamine hit my body was seeking, just like a drug addict, to make myself feel better because I was feeling so bad. And when I looked at it in that context, I was like, you know what? That's exactly what it is. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a failure. I was feeling terrible. And every time that I've eaten bad, I have felt terrible. And my body wanted to feel better. It wanted that dopamine hit. It wanted that, drug infusion, which my drug of choice obviously is sugar. And it just is. It doesn't make me bad. It doesn't make the choice bad. It's just a choice. And when I started thinking through that lens, I realized, you know what? I ate some carbs. I was still proud of myself. I didn't have any desserts or sugars or anything like that. But it was okay because, one, I was feeling like absolute death. And what's the point of beating ourselves up? It doesn't help us. It makes us actually spiral down more. And yeah, so I don't know how, but like a light switch just flipped off on my head. No more guilt. I have these goals and I'm striving for them, and if I stumble, I stumble. But absolutely no more guilt is going to weigh me down. No more of holding on to the banana. if some of you, you know what, I'll just retell it, because the funny thing about how monkeys are caught is what they'll do is they'll take cages and put a banana in the center of the cage. And we're talking, a foot by foot cage. And they'll just hang a banana in the cage, and they will go set that cage in the middle of the banana trees. Put it on the ground. And what happens is a monkey comes up to this banana, sticks its arm through the cage, but the banana can't be pulled out. And they will not let go of that banana. They are surrounded by banana trees with easy to get bananas. But they will actually thrash until they are exhausted and pass out because they will not let go of that banana they had their hands on. And I've told this story before, but it's so apropos. We hold on to our baggage of the crappy stuff that's happened to us in life, or the guilt or the shame, and we are just like fighting vigorously to hold on to that, when if all we did was let our hand go, let our hand, open our hand, pull our hand out of that cage, we'd be free. We would no longer have these burdens of all this luggage and all this judgment that we put on ourselves for things that we've already done. I kind of realized yesterday, my brother's been trying to motivate me more to get deeper into programming. And he told me, he's like, think about if you had, stuck with it more over the past few months, how far along you'd be. And I'm like, you know what? Why? I can't go back in time. I can't change a single thing. I can't change 5 minutes ago. Why look back and be hard on myself and upset and dream about, oh, well, if I had worked harder on this, then, I'd be X distance versus where I am now. But that also has to do with weight loss. And when he said that to me, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to, because I'm not going to make myself feel bad. I made choices, and they weren't right or wrong. I just made choices, and I am where I am today. And that's actually really important to look at with weight. You aren't bad if you're morbidly obese, or if you ate that piece of cake yesterday and you didn't want to. Well, I mean, you did, but you know what I mean. You just made a choice. That is it. It is not, it doesn't make you a bad person. And the beautiful thing is the future is 100% unwritten. So you, we have the power in the next 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 hours to make a difference in our lives and others. So that was a long tangent, but do not use or let other people use guilt to try to motivate you, because let me tell you, that is what put you, it's what put me, and even people who are, it's nothing to do with food, but just, drugs or alcohol or, whatever the addiction is. Guilt is what pushes us that way. We hold on to that stupid banana in the cage. So this is my letting go of the banana a second time. And hopefully if you have a banana, you can let it go too. I read a comment this morning. Guys, I'm so sorry. I have like ADHD. Like my train of thought just goes everywhere. I read a comment this morning from Jacqueline, and I hope you're watching this, because I read that and you were talking about how it was bittersweet because you started this path about the same time I did, and you tried something that you thought you could handle and you couldn't. And so you fell off, you're still trying, but you're being hard on yourself. Jacqueline, this is for you. Stop being hard on yourself. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the baggage. And set yourself up for success. Put one foot in front of the other. Start again. Know and be honest with yourself about what your triggers are. Whatever you ate, it's a no-no. Part of The reason I think carnivore works so well is because it is so limiting. I do not have the ability to control myself. I can't just have one cupcake or one cookie. I eat half of them until I'm like so sick that I want to vomit. So carnivore is like, meh, you don't even get to have those. You can't control yourself. Having none of that is the option. You can do it and only judge your own progress to yourself. I don't want anybody to watch my videos and feel regret and guilt or shame because they started when I did and they didn't make it as far as I did. Heck, there's people probably who've made it even farther. Jacqueline, you got this. You can do it. And anybody else that's, feeling in the same boat. I was pretty dang low with COVID, so been there, Okay, so we did, as you saw, some walking. Ryu and I went on the trail and we did some biking. I'm going to start doing monthly and weekly challenges. And if you want to join me, you can join Discord. It's super simple, free. You can do an app or you can do it on your computer. And I'll have it in the comments below. You can just click on it and it'll bring you into the server. And so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start this next week, I'm going to open it up to challenges. And what we'll do as a group, we'll do a monthly challenge and then we can do maybe a weekly challenge. I think the simplest one I want to start off with, numero uno, is walk every day. And if you guys didn't know, I'm doing book club. Same thing, you can go through the Discord below. We are starting with 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. We're going to do Tuesday at 6 o'clock Pacific time. We're going to do 2 chapters a week. So tomorrow we will be doing the first and second chapter. I weighed myself. Last Sunday I weighed 303. I haven't updated the website. I need to. But today I weighed 300.4. Right brain said I just needed to have a cup of coffee and then I could go to the bathroom maybe and be under 300. Like my first major goalpost. And I am so close. I'm so excited. This will mark 60 pounds. And then my next goal is 275. I'm just little chunks at a time. You know what? And I'm not even going to set a time frame for it. Just, it is what it is. Right, Ryu? More slurping. Not like there is not water all throughout the house. But you gotta do it while I'm recording. So, the climax of my very scattered story I'm telling you guys is I'm alive. I've gone back to walking. I did not have to use the walker anymore. Oh my God, thank you. I have still lost weight. I am 0.4 pounds from being under 300. And I am mentally in a much better place than where I had been. And I feel no guilt about things. I'm gonna strive to hold on to this feeling. I appreciate you guys and thank you. And please feel free to share my videos. I really want to reach as many people as possible. I actually looked up the statistics. As from 2017 to 2020, I believe it was, listen to me, I said I looked it up and I already forgot the number. 71% of Americans are considered overweight. The breakdown was for morbidly obese for like the age groups of, it was like 24 to 32 or 34, was 40 or 44%. There are more obese people, young people, than now the group of 60 plus. And honestly, carnivore works. It absolutely does. Losing weight is not just about the fat loss. It is having mental shifts and changes and understanding why you're doing it. A diet is supposed to be figuring out who you are when you take the things that you struggle with. It's about the journey. Please share, point people this direction. Sometimes you just need to see someone else in the trench struggling with you to really get the motivation. Thanks guys for the third time. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.